Part 4, the hexagon cardigan tutorial. So now we are going to sew the shoulder seams. So we are going to make our hexagon look like this. So now we have a proper arm, and again, we're still on half. So this half is completed, but we're gonna go ahead and sew the shoulder seam on the next one. Now the way I tried to do this is to keep a continuous piece of yarn. So I have finished my hexagon. I just have a couple stitch markers in it. I folded it into an L shape, and what I try to do is have my yarn end here, so I can sew across the shoulder and then continue using the same yarn strand for the rest of the arm at that point. So you can kind of just keep folding till you get it, because sometimes you'll end up where it's like not going to go down the arm, it's going to go down the shoulder. Okay, so I finished my hexagon. I have it folded to where my yarn is ending here, and I can seam down to the arm. So let's turn the camera. Okay. So I'm going to take I have one stitch marker here holding it together, so because it took me a couple times to fold it correctly. And then I have one holding my end of yarn. So basically we're just gonna match up these stitches and spaces on these two halves. So I am at the end of the row, and I'm currently at the chain corner space. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slip stitch in my chain space into my other chain space and just slip stitch through. Whoop, didn't make it. Let's try that again. Okay, there's one. And then from here, I'm gonna try to grab every chain as I go. So there should be 3 stitches and a chain space. It looks like I have an extra spot here. Whoops. So I'm just gonna skip that one. So we can see at the top our V's. So I'm gonna take number 3 on this side and number 3 on this side. And I go through the top of the chain above the yarn. And what I'm gonna do is you can do slip stitches or single crochet. I'm gonna do single crochet. So single crochet. Then I'm gonna go number 2 here, single crochet that. And then the third one is kind of hanging out over the chain space, but you still wanna slip through this stitch. So through, and then on this side I have a third one as well, through, single crochet. And then this is up to you. This is how I like to do it. You can continue to just do only the actual chain stitches, but I like to do it in the chain space. On this cardigan, it won't be so obvious, but when I do multicolored ones, if I do a different color on the seam, it kind of makes a cool effect when you turn it right side out. So what I'm gonna do is go through the actual chain space and do a single crochet. And then now I have 3 stitches again. So basically just putting your hook through the first layer and the second layer, matching up the same stitch. First layer, second layer, match it up. Here's number 3. First, second, match it up, and then single crochet through the chain space. Just gonna repeat this all the way down till you get to the end. My last one is going to be in this final corner chain space. I'm gonna do a single crochet, and then I'm not gonna detach my yarn because I'm gonna keep using it to do the rest of the arm. If you're switching colors or anything like that, you can always fasten off and start a new color in the same spot. When I use these variegated yarn, I try to go using the least amount of fasten offs and weave-ins that I can. So go ahead and finish this all the way across, and when we get down to the corner, and then we will do part 5 for the arm and how to extend this.